Hello there, and welcome to the Sleepy Science Channel. I'm so glad you found your way here tonight. Maybe it's been a long day, or maybe you're someone who likes to drift to sleep with quiet wonder, letting thoughts of distant worlds replace the noise of daily life. There's nothing you need to do now but rest. Let your breathing slow and your mind grow soft around the edges. Feel the weight of the day dissolve as we begin a calm journey through time, light, and dust. Because tonight, we're not just closing our eyes. We're traveling through the very fundamentals of planets. From the first clouds of cosmic dust to the worlds that quietly circle their stars, we'll explore 100 sleepy facts designed to help you relax, unwind, and dream of creation itself. We'll drift through the birth of worlds, the balance of orbits, the hush of alien atmospheres, and the deep patience of gravity. Each fact will be a small window, opening gently onto another world, another wonder, another way to feel calm among the stars. And if these quiet explorations help you rest, consider liking and subscribing. It helps other sleepy travelers find their way here too. Now, close your eyes and let's begin. Fact 1. The dust before dawn. Long before any planet had shape or color, there was only a drifting sea of dust and gas. In the calm darkness of a newborn star's surroundings, particles collided softly, sticking together grain by grain. Over time, millions upon millions of years, these tiny pieces began to grow, forming clumps that would one day become continents, mountains, and moons. It was a slow, quiet miracle of physics, chaos arranging itself into the first hints of order. The light from the young star glowed faintly through the haze, illuminating this tender beginning. The dust gathered like snow in the stillness of creation. And from that silence, the first seeds of worlds began to form. Fact 2. The cosmic whirlpool. Around every new star, a great spinning disk of dust and gas begins to swirl. A cosmic whirlpool known as a protoplanetary disk. It's here that gravity performs its most graceful dance, drawing material into patterns of rings and ripples. Within those spirals, matter slowly gathers, guided by invisible hands. Some regions grow warm, others cold, each temperature deciding what kind of world will rise there. Closer to the star, metals and rock hold together. Farther away, ice and gas take their turn. In this quiet rotation, the blueprint of a solar system is drawn. Every spin, every shimmer of dust, a promise of planets yet to come. Fact 3. Seeds of stone. As the disk thickened and cooled, small rocky bodies called planetesimals began to form. The true seeds of planets. They tumbled through space like pebbles in a gentle current, colliding, merging, sometimes breaking apart again. Yet over endless eons, the survivors grew larger, their gravity strengthening, their paths clearing through the haze. Each one was a tiny world in progress, molten within, frozen without, patient as only the universe can be. In their countless collisions, the foundation of future planets was set. Beyond that quiet construction zone, larger worlds waited to awaken. Fact 4. When giants stir far from the warmth of the young sun, where sunlight was weak and the cold stretched endlessly, something immense began to stir. Out beyond the frost line, gases like hydrogen and helium gathered in vast quantities around growing planetary cores. These were the cradles of the gas giants, Jupiter, Saturn, and their silent kin in other systems. Their birth was not fiery, but immense and slow. As each gathered mass, it grew powerful enough to bend the space around it, pulling in more and more of the surrounding mist. Within their hearts, Rock and ice cores hid beneath blankets of gas thousands of miles deep. In the stillness of the outer disk, they swelled like sleeping titans, and their presence would shape the entire architecture of the solar system to come. Fact 5. The warm core. Within every planet carries a secret, a deep internal warmth. Even the most distant worlds, frozen on their surface, hold heat beneath their crusts. This warmth is a memory, the lingering energy from collisions long past, from radioactive decay, from the slow compression of matter under gravity's patient weight. In rocky planets, molten cores churn like gentle heartbeats, driving magnetic fields and volcanic change. On giants, heat rises from deep within, glowing faintly through layers of cloud and gas. It is this inner fire that keeps a world alive, not in the way of breathing or thought, but in the way a hearth glows, long after the fire has been fed. Each world holds its warmth differently, but in every case, it is the quiet pulse that reminds us, even in the cold of space, life stirs in heat unseen. Fact 6. The Great Cleanup. As planets grew larger, their gravity became powerful enough to sweep the space around them clean. Every fragment, every stray rock or drifting grain, was either drawn inward, captured as a moon, or flung outward into the void. This great clearing defined their orbits, stable, serene, and solitary. In this way, planets became true citizens of their solar system, carving order from chaos. The leftovers, unable to find a home, became asteroids, comets, and distant debris, the echoes of creation's clutter. What once was crowded and wild slowly became balanced and still, and in that clearing, the planets began to shine alone in their quiet paths, circling the newborn sun in harmony. Fact 7. Leftovers of creation. Not every fragment of the early solar system became a planet. Many remained adrift, silent witnesses to the dawn of worlds. These are the asteroids, comets, and dwarf planets, the leftovers of creation's workshop. They circle the sun in wide, patient orbits, carrying within them the raw ingredients of planets that never were. Asteroids are relics of rock and metal, fossils from a time before Earth had oceans or skies. Comets are their colder cousins, made of ice and dust, visiting the inner system only when sunlight calls them home. Each one tells a story written in ancient elements, a record of the solar system's first breath. They are the crumbs of cosmic baking, small, forgotten, yet essential reminders of how the grand design began. And from their drifting paths, we still learn how planets find their form. Fact 8. The frost line's secret. In the young solar system, an invisible boundary divided warmth from cold, a quiet threshold called the frost line. Inside this line, the sun's heat was strong enough to keep water and gases from freezing. Beyond it, ice could survive, gathering in thick layers. This single boundary decided the destinies of worlds. Closer to the sun, rocky planets formed, dense, compact, and dry. Farther out, ice mixed with gas, giving rise to the enormous cloud-wrapped giants. Even today, astronomers see this same pattern in distant systems, a frozen border whispering where heat gives way to chill. The frost line is a soft frontier, a balance between light and shadow. It is the line where stone becomes snow and where the seeds of giants begin to grow. Fact 9. A star's gentle influence. Every planet is shaped by its parent star, the warmth it gives, the wind it breathes, the gravity that binds it close. A star is not only a light in the sky, but the quiet sculptor of its planet's destinies. Too close, and worlds are scorched and stripped bare. Too far, and they freeze in silence. Between those extremes lies a tender middle, where warmth lingers just enough for oceans, clouds, and perhaps even life. The star's light paints every sky differently, its rays filtering through alien atmospheres to create colors no human eyes have seen. Each sunrise on every world is a dialogue between light and matter, and in that quiet exchange, the story of every planet unfolds. Fact 10. Time, patience, and gravity. If the universe has a language, it is spoken in patience, and gravity is its softest, most enduring word. Over eons beyond imagination, gravity gathered the scattered dust and drifting ice, coaxing them into harmony. What began as chaos slowly became a dance of balance and motion, each piece finding its place among the others. Planets do not rush their birth. They grow through quiet persistence, collisions, mergers, and the long pull of attraction. Every mountain, every orbit, every atom owes its shape to this invisible, gentle force. Gravity is the unseen caretaker of order, humming softly through the dark. And because of it, the cosmos learned to hold itself together, one slow heartbeat at a time. Fact 11. Layers. Beneath the quiet surface. Beneath every planet's still exterior lies a story written in stone and fire. Worlds are not uniform spheres, but layered creations, each stratum telling of heat, pressure, and transformation. At the center, a dense core hums with ancient energy. Around it, molten rock moves in slow tides, carrying the heat outward, sculpting continents above. Some worlds, like Earth, have restless crusts that shift and reshape. Others, like Mars or Mercury, have grown still, their innards cooled, their surfaces frozen in time. But in every case, the layering remains, a quiet memory of creation's depth. To look upon a planet is to see only its calm surface. Beneath that calm, the deep heart of geology beats on, slow and steady as sleep itself. Fact 12. The breath of a world. A planet's atmosphere is its softest feature, an invisible veil of gases that glows and moves with quiet grace. It is the breath of a world, rising and falling in rhythms shaped by heat, wind, and sunlight. Some atmospheres are thin whispers, barely clinging to the surface. Others, like Venus's or Jupiter's, are vast and heavy, swirling endlessly with color and cloud. Within these airy blankets, weather is born. The drift of clouds, the fall of rain, the shimmer of auroras. On Earth, our air is a delicate harmony of nitrogen, oxygen, and trace life-breathing wonders. Every sky is unique, yet all are bound by the same truth. Even a world without life still breathes in its own way, softly exhaling to the rhythm of its star. Fact 13. Magnetic shields. Around some planets, invisible fields of power swirl and shimmer. Magnetic shields born from molten hearts. Deep within, churning metals and liquid cores generate currents, which in turn create vast magnetic bubbles that stretch far into space. These fields are silent guardians, deflecting the charged winds that flow from their parent stars. On Earth, this unseen force protects our atmosphere and all who live beneath it. Without it, the sun's radiation would strip our skies bare. On Jupiter and Saturn, the same force grows into titanic auroras, glowing endlessly over cloud tops no one will ever stand upon. Though we cannot see these shields, we live because they are there. Their quiet defense is the heartbeat of a planet's safety, a calm hum in the void. Fact 14. Gravity's gentle embrace. Everything that exists on a planet, from its oceans and mountains to the smallest grain of sand, is held in place by gravity's soft, constant pull. Though unseen, This force is what makes a world whole. It keeps the air from escaping, shapes the path of rivers, and anchors every step we take. Each planet's gravity has its own personality. On small worlds, it's a light touch. On giants, it's a heavy, grounding weight. Step on Jupiter, and you would feel many times your own mass pressing downward. On the Moon, you would float with ease. Yet in all its variations, gravity never shouts. It only holds, gently and without end. And through that steady embrace, each planet becomes a sanctuary unto itself. Fact 15. Spins and tilts. Every planet turns, though not all at the same pace. Some spin swiftly, like Jupiter, completing a day in less than 10 hours. Others, like Venus, rotate so slowly that a single sunrise can last months. This turning is what gives worlds their rhythm, the alternation of light and darkness, of warmth and rest. But tilt matters too. A planet's lean determines its seasons, painting its orbit with cycles of change. Earth's gentle 23.5-degree tilt creates spring's awakening and winter's stillness. Without it, our world would know only monotony, unbroken, eternal daylight, or darkness. Rotation and tilt together create a cosmic balance, a planetary heartbeat of time. And with every slow spin, another day is quietly born beneath the stars. Fact 16. The dance of day and night. Every planet performs its own gentle waltz between light and darkness. As it spins, sunlight glides slowly across its face, waking one side while the other drifts into cool, peaceful shadow. This rhythm, day and night, is the oldest clock in the universe, setting the pace for weather, for seasons, and for time itself. On some worlds, this cycle moves quickly, a blur of dawns and dusks. On others, a single day lasts longer than an earthly year, the horizon frozen in endless twilight. Yet no matter the pace, the pattern remains. A slow breathing in of light and a soft breathing out of dark. It is the universe's lullaby, a steady rotation reminding us that even the stars rest and wake in turn. Fact 17. Volcanoes and birthplaces. Volcanoes are the fiery storytellers of planets. They speak of heat beneath the crust, of pressure, movement, and transformation. On Earth, they shape new land, birthing islands where once there was only ocean. On Mars, they built mountains taller than anything found on our world, ancient, colossal, and now forever silent. Even on frozen moons, volcanic hearts sometimes glow. Instead of fire, they release ice and vapor, geysers that reach into the sky like pale blue breath. Each eruption, whether of rock or frost, marks a moment of renewal, proof that planets too evolve and change. From fire, new worlds rise. And in every burst of creation, the story of a planet's inner life is quietly told. Fact 18. Mountains in slow motion. Mountains are time made visible. They grow not in seconds or centuries, but over millions of years, lifted by the patient force of tectonic drift. Beneath their calm slopes, entire plates of crust press and fold, like the slow breathing of a sleeping world. On Earth, this motion continues even now. Peaks rising, valleys sinking, continents wandering through the ages. On other worlds, ancient mountains stand frozen, untouched since their creation, their summits tracing the history of impact, eruption, and silence. To stand before a mountain is to face eternity sculpted in stone. And in their stillness, they remind us that creation is never rushed, only whispered across eons. Fact 19. The colors of a world. Every planet wears its own color, a quiet reflection of what lies upon and within it. Mercury glows gray, its surface baked and bare. Mars blushes in rusted red, stained by iron and time. Neptune shines in deep cobalt, its hue born of methane's soft filtering of sunlight. Even Earth, our home, glows blue and white. Oceans breathing, clouds drifting like silk. These colors are more than beauty. They are fingerprints of chemistry and temperature. Each tint tells of what that world is made of and what light it chooses to keep or let go. To gaze upon a planet's color is to glimpse its soul, and in their hues, the cosmos paints a gallery of quiet diversity and calm design. Fact 20. Rings of silence. Some worlds carry halos, wide shimmering rings made of ice, dust, and broken moons. Saturn's are the most famous, bright enough to gleam through even small telescopes, but Uranus and Neptune wear their own, thinner crowns of shadow and frost. Each ring is made of countless particles, circling together in peaceful motion, never touching, never still. These rings are both fragile and eternal, shaped by gravity's tender hand. They form from the remnants of collisions, or from moons torn apart by a planet's pull. What was once destruction becomes beauty, an endless snowfall of glittering ice around the giants. They do not sing or shine on their own, yet their quiet grace hums through the darkness, a circle of stillness floating like a whisper around a world. Fact 21. Paths of perfection. Every planet travels a path so precise it might seem divine. Their orbits, vast ellipses drawn by the steady pull of gravity, are both fragile and flawless. A planet never strays far from its invisible track, tracing the same route again and again, year after year, age after age. If it moved a little faster, it would fly away. A little slower, and it would fall inward. But balanced perfectly, it glides, neither escaping nor surrendering, forever in motion, forever at peace. These orbits are the choreography of the cosmos, a dance performed in silence and symmetry. And in their steadiness, we find comfort, a reminder that even the universe has its rhythm, slow and sure. Fact 22. Ellipses and whispers. The paths of planets are not perfect circles, but gentle ellipses, ovals of quiet imperfection that mirror the nature of the universe itself. Each world drifts closer to its star, and then away again, its speed changing like the rhythm of a deep breath. This motion, discovered by Kepler, revealed that beauty often lies not in symmetry, but in grace. When a planet nears its star, it whispers through space, moving swiftly in the warmth. As it drifts outward, it slows, gliding into the cool edges of its orbit. Over time, this elegant variation becomes a kind of heartbeat, the silent pulse of celestial motion. The universe seldom demands perfection. It prefers these soft irregularities, the gentle curves that make every orbit unique. Fact 23. Resonant rhythms. In the great web of the cosmos, planets sometimes find harmony with one another. Their orbits fall into rhythm, one world circling twice for every orbit of another, or 3 times for every 2. These resonances are not coincidence. They are gravity's quiet conversation, the way worlds speak across the void. Jupiter's moons perform such a dance. Io, Europa, and Ganymede lock together in an eternal waltz, each tugging gently at the others, keeping their paths steady. The same harmonies echo through exoplanet systems light years away, like cosmic metronomes ticking in time. These resonant patterns bring order to chaos, balance to motion, and through them, we learn that even in the vastness, worlds listen to one another's rhythm. Fact 24. The laws of motion's lullaby. Long ago, the night sky's patterns seemed like mysteries beyond understanding. But then came the realization that the same laws guiding a falling apple could also guide the planets above. Newton's insights and Kepler's equations revealed the lullaby beneath the cosmos, a simple harmony of force and motion. Each planet moves because it must, its inertia and its star's gravity forever intertwined. Their orbits are not chance but consequence, each curve a note in the universe's grand composition. To understand this is to feel both awe and calm, for the heavens are not wild, but wondrously ordered. And in that order, we can rest, knowing that the same quiet forces guiding the stars also cradle us. Fact 25. Eclipses and shadows. Sometimes, in the clockwork of the heavens, worlds align so precisely that one casts its shadow upon another. These are eclipses, moments when light and darkness meet in perfect silence. When the moon passes between Earth and the sun, day softens to twilight, and the stars briefly return. On distant planets, their moons create their own gentle eclipses, casting slow-moving shadows across colored clouds. An eclipse is a reminder of balance, how light and dark are not opposites, but partners in the same celestial dance. The universe, in its vastness, pauses for just a moment to trace a perfect circle of shadow. And when the light returns, it feels like awakening, the quiet breath after a dream of night. Fact 26. The lonely wanderers. Not every planet has a star to call home. Some drift alone, cast adrift from their birth systems by gravity's unpredictable tides. These are the rogue planets, wanderers traveling the galaxy in endless night, unseen except by the faintest infrared glow. They move through silence, warmed only by the memory of their formation. Some may still cradle moons, orbiting unseen in the dark. Others drift entirely alone, their paths known only to the stars they pass. Yet even in their solitude, they remain beautiful. Dark pearls, adrift in infinity. The universe holds room for both the bound and the free. And somewhere, beyond the reach of sunlight, a world still turns in quiet defiance of loneliness. Fact 27. Moons as companions. Around many planets, smaller worlds follow faithfully. Moons, the gentle companions of the cosmos. They are born from the same dust, or captured later by gravity's embrace. Some are cratered and silent, others alive with ice and movement. Together, they create balance, their pull steadying the dance of tides and tilt. Our own moon is a keeper of rhythm, tugging at Earth's oceans and softening its spin. Jupiter's moons are a miniature solar system of their own, each world unique. Volcanic Io, icy Europa, shadowed Callisto, and vast Ganymede. Moons are the soft echoes of planets, smaller hearts orbiting greater ones. And in their quiet devotion, we see that even the grandest worlds are never truly alone. Fact 28. Tides and heartbeats. Across every world graced with a moon, there are tides. Slow, patient movements of liquid or air pulled by gravity's invisible hand. On Earth, the moon's tug breathes life into our oceans, drawing them inward and outward in a rhythm as old as time. It is the planet's heartbeat, gentle and endless, shaping coastlines, stirring currents, nurturing life. Even in distant realms, tides exist. On Jupiter's moon, Io, they stretch and squeeze rock itself, creating volcanoes that glow beneath the darkness. In frozen oceans, beneath Europa's crust, they whisper through salt water, keeping it from freezing entirely. Tides remind us that motion is life, and though they move in silence, their rhythm connects every moon, every sea, and every turning world. Fact 29. The clockwork of the heavens. From the outside, the universe may seem chaotic, countless worlds spinning, stars flaring, galaxies colliding. Yet beneath that apparent disorder lies a deep and ancient precision. Every planet's orbit, every moon's turn, every comet's return follows laws so steady they could keep time. For thousands of years, humans have looked upward to measure their days by these celestial motions. Sundials, calendars, and clocks all trace their roots to the sky's perfect regularity. Planets are the gears of a cosmic clock, vast and slow, but faithful in their rhythm. The heavens do not hurry, yet they never fail. And in their endless ticking, we glimpse the patience of eternity, quietly marking each passing age. Fact 30. Time written in orbits. Each orbit is a story of time. The slow circling of a world that turns seasons into centuries and centuries into eons. For Earth, 1 year is the measure of a journey around the sun. For Neptune, that same voyage takes 165 years, so long that since its discovery, it has not yet completed a single lap. Time, in the language of planets, is written in motion. Their paths are calendars of creation, marking when stars were born, when systems settled, when harmony replaced chaos. Even the smallest asteroid tells time, by its travel, tracing loops that will continue long after we are gone. The cosmos keeps no clocks, yet it never forgets. Each orbit, slow and sure, is a page in the quiet diary of forever. Fact 31. The sky above a new world. Imagine standing upon the surface of a newborn planet, the air thick with dust, the light of a young star filtering through a hazy sky. In those early days, the atmosphere is raw and uncertain, formed from the gases exhaled by the planet itself. Volcanic breaths fill the air with carbon, nitrogen, and vapor, while sunlight begins the slow work of shaping color and climate. Each world's sky carries its own story. Some glow golden, others copper red or pale green, depending on the gases that swirl within. To look upward is to see chemistry turned to art, the soft palette of creation stretched from horizon to horizon. The first skies were not always kind, but they were beautiful. And from their breath, oceans, weather, and life would one day emerge. Fact 32. Colors at sunset. A planet's sunset tells us how its air scatters light. On Earth, our skies fade from blue to gold to rose because tiny molecules bend sunlight, letting the longer, redder rays linger as the sun dips low. But not every world shares this hue. On Mars, the sky blushes, but the sunset turns blue, painted by dust, finer than flour. On Titan, the horizon burns orange through a veil of methane haze. Each sunset is a fingerprint, an atmospheric signature written in color. Astronomers can read those shades from afar, learning the makeup of alien skies just by the light they let slip through. To watch a world's twilight is to glimpse its soul. Every fading glow, a soft reminder that even the coldest planets know beauty. Fact 33. The whisper of winds. Though space itself is silent, the surfaces of planets hum with motion. Winds sweep across deserts of rock and plains of ice, carrying whispers of temperature and pressure. On Earth, they shape clouds and waves. On Neptune, they howl at over 1,000 miles per hour, faster than sound itself, yet in the void their fury is inaudible. Venus's atmosphere moves in languid layers, its upper wind circling the planet in just 4 days, faster than the surface below. On Mars, thin gusts lift dust into storms that can blanket the entire planet for weeks. No matter the strength, all winds are the breath of balance, heat seeking calm, motion seeking rest. And in that endless exchange, the air itself learns to dream. Fact 34. Clouds of ammonia and ice. above the great planets of our solar system, clouds gather in strange and wonderful forms. On Jupiter and Saturn, they are not made of water like ours, but of ammonia, methane, and ice. Pale ribbons swirling in endless storms. From afar, these layers appear as delicate bands of cream and ochre, but beneath their beauty lie winds that circle the planet faster than sound. Each layer drifts at its own speed, stacking like gauze over a giant heart of gas and heat. Lightning flashes silently within, illuminating worlds with storms older than any living thing. In these clouds, chemistry becomes art, gases dancing in sunlight and shadow. And though no eye will ever look up from their surfaces, the sky above them still moves in quiet majesty. Fact 35. Lightning in the darkness. Even in the deep cold of space, there are moments when light is born from chaos. On planets like Jupiter and Neptune, lightning crackles through the clouds, bolts hundreds of times stronger than those on Earth. They leap between layers of vapor, igniting the dark with brief, silent brilliance. These electric tempests reveal how alive even the farthest worlds can be. Energy gathers, tension builds, and then in an instant, the atmosphere breathes out its charge. For a heartbeat, the void glows as though remembering the fire of creation. Some say lightning is nature's handwriting, the cosmos jotting a quick note to itself. In every flash, it writes of power, beauty, and the pulse that never quite fades from any living planet. Fact 36. Auroras without eyes. At the edges of magnetic fields, particles from stars collide with planetary air, painting the sky in light. On Earth, we call them auroras, the northern and southern lights, weaving ribbons of green and violet across our poles. But they are not unique to us. Jupiter's poles blaze with auroras so vast they could swallow Earth whole, invisible to human eyes but glowing fiercely in ultraviolet. Even planets without solid ground host these shimmering curtains, born from the dance between magnetism and wind. Each flicker is the soundless meeting of matter and energy, violence turned to grace. On every world where starlight meets protection, there is art in the sky. And though few will ever see it, the universe continues to paint in silence. Fact 37. The greenhouse veil. A planet's warmth is not only born from its star, it is also kept by a delicate veil of gases called the greenhouse effect. On Earth, this thin blanket of carbon dioxide, methane, and water vapor holds just enough heat to let life thrive. Without it, our oceans would freeze. With too much, they would boil away. It is balance that makes our world gentle. On Venus, this veil grew thick and heavy, trapping light until the planet's surface became an oven of endless day. On Mars, the opposite happened. Its air thinned, its warmth escaped, and it fell asleep beneath frost. Each atmosphere tells a tale of equilibrium won or lost. And through them, we learn how fragile warmth truly is in the cold expanse of space. Fact 38. A breathable miracle. Among all the planets we've found, only Earth offers air that can fill lungs and sustain thought. Its atmosphere, mostly nitrogen and oxygen, is a quiet collaboration between geology, water, and life itself. Every breath we take was once exhaled by oceans and forests, shaped by billions of years of chemistry and chance. Other worlds have air too, but none like ours. Venus smothers in carbon dioxide. Mars whispers with thin, choking winds. Yet even their skies hold lessons about beginnings, showing us how planets breathe before life arrives to refine that rhythm. Our air is a gift we rarely notice, invisible, effortless, shared by every creature. And as we rest beneath its endless blue, we breathe in the long history of our world's becoming. Fact 39. The sounds of silence. Sound needs air to travel, and most of the universe has none. Between the planets lies a silence so pure that even thunder dies the moment it begins. On airless worlds, a rock striking the ground or a meteor flashing through the sky makes no sound at all. Only vibration felt through stone and dust. Where atmospheres exist, each carries its own quiet music. On Mars, a whisper travels slower and softer. On Titan, a note might deepen into a low hum through its dense orange air. Silence, though, is never empty. It is the breath between cosmic phrases, the pause that gives meaning to motion. And in that stillness, the universe listens to itself. Fact 40. Light that never reaches ground. Not every planet knows the warmth of direct sunlight. On some worlds, thick layers of cloud and haze turn day into a dim, endless dusk. Venus is wrapped in a golden fog of sulfuric acid. Sunlight filters through, but never truly arrives, scattering in all directions before it can touch the surface. Beneath that veil, the landscape glows faintly orange, bright enough to see, but without a clear source of light. Farther away, the gas giants are shrouded too. Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune each wear cloaks of mist so deep that sunlight fades before it reaches their hearts. Yet, even there, faint glimmers persist, refracted through endless layers of cloud. Light always tries to find a way. Even when it cannot touch, it lingers, soft, persistent, and patient in the dark. Fact 41. Mercuries burn and freeze. Closest to the Sun drifts Mercury, a tiny cratered world locked in a dance of extremes. With almost no atmosphere to share its warmth, one side bakes beneath searing sunlight, while the other freezes in shadow. The difference can span more than 1,000 degrees, a world both molten and icy, both day and night at once. Its surface, scarred by ancient impacts, tells of a violent youth. But now Mercury is quiet, turning slowly as it keeps time with the sun. A single day there lasts longer than its year, long enough for heat to rise, fall, and rise again. It is a world of contradictions, still and restless all at once. And in its silence, we see the sun's relentless touch, life-giving, yet merciless in its constancy. Fact 42. Venus, the hidden twin. Venus, so similar in size and shape to Earth, could have been our twin, but it chose another fate. Beneath its golden clouds, the surface burns at nearly 900 degrees, hotter than a furnace. The air is thick with carbon dioxide and pressure there would crush a human in moments. Yet above, high in its upper atmosphere, winds flow gracefully, circling the planet in just a few days. Once, Venus may have known oceans, but sunlight, trapped by its dense veil, grew stronger until the seas boiled away, leaving only heat and haze behind. Still, from afar, it shines as the brightest star in our twilight skies, a mirror to what might have been, and a reminder of how delicate balance can be. Fact 43. Earth, the blue haven. Among all the worlds we know, Earth alone hums with life. Seen from afar, it glows soft and blue, wrapped in the thin shimmer of its atmosphere, swirled with white clouds drifting like gentle dreams. Its oceans cover most of its surface, reflecting the light of the sun in endless ripples of motion and calm. Earth's balance is delicate. Warmth, water, and gravity working together to create a world where breath, rain, and soil can coexist. Every tree, every drop of dew, every heartbeat is part of that harmony. Our home is not the center of the universe, yet it feels like the heart of it, a fragile sphere sustained by the patience of time. In the silence of space, Earth whispers softly, "This is what balance looks like when it learns to bloom." Fact 44. The rust of Mars. Mars, the quiet red wanderer, is a world sculpted by dust and memory. Its surface glows in warm tones of iron oxide, the rust of ages, as though the planet itself remembers water that once flowed there. Riverbeds trace paths across its plains, canyons cut deep like old scars, and mountains rise higher than any on Earth. The thin air carries only a faint whisper of wind, yet dust storms sometimes grow large enough to cover the entire planet, painting its sky the color of copper. Beneath its frozen soil lies ice, the ghost of oceans past, waiting in stillness. Mars feels close, almost familiar. A neighbor lost to time, sleeping under red dust and waiting for dreams to return. Fact 45. The giant of storms. Jupiter reigns as the largest planet in our solar family, a swirling titan of gas and lightning. Its vast clouds churn in ribbons of white, amber, and crimson, forming storms so large they could swallow Earth whole. The Great Red Spot, a tempest older than any civilization, continues to spin, calm at its center, yet furious at its edges. Beneath its clouds lies no solid ground, only denser layers of gas and liquid hydrogen. Deep inside, pressure rises until matter behaves like metal, carrying electricity through Jupiter's enormous heart. Jupiter does not burn like a star, yet it shines in its own way, with power, gravity, and grandeur. A world of endless weather, humming softly in the dark. Fact 46. Saturn's golden crown. Saturn drifts through space like a dream made of gold. Its pale, honey-colored clouds ripple gently, while its rings, thin as whispers yet thousands of miles wide, encircle it in shimmering grace. Made mostly of ice and dust, these rings catch the light of the sun and scatter it into a soft halo that glows against the dark. Each ring is a story in orbit. Broken moons, ancient debris, and frozen echoes of creation. Though vast, they are fragile, a delicate ballet of billions of tiny pieces, forever circling, forever apart. To look upon Saturn is to see motion slowed into poetry. A giant wrapped in silence, crowned with the gentlest light the cosmos can offer. Fact 47. Uranus and its quiet tilt. Uranus rolls through space on its side. Unlike any other planet, its axis tilted so far that it seems to spin horizontally. This peculiar slant gives it seasons stranger than any on Earth. Long years of sunlight followed by decades of darkness, each pole taking turns in the glow. Its soft cyan color comes from methane in its upper clouds, scattering sunlight into a serene, icy blue. Beneath those clouds lies a hidden ocean of water, ammonia, and methane, fluid yet fierce, stretching for thousands of miles. Uranus is a quiet world, mysterious and calm, whispering secrets of its sideways dance. And as it turns slowly in the distant dark, it reminds us that even the oddest paths can still be beautiful. Fact 48. Neptune's deep blue winds. Farther still, at the edge of sunlight, lies Neptune, a world wrapped in the deepest blue. It is colder than any known planet, yet its atmosphere stirs with winds faster than any storm on Earth. These invisible tempests race around the planet, carving swirling shapes in its clouds of methane and ice. Neptune's color is a hymn to distance, light softened by cold, absorbed and reflected through crystal air. Though faint in the night sky, it holds a quiet power, its gravity tugging at distant comets, shaping the outer edges of our solar system. In its stillness and storm alike, Neptune is a paradox of motion and calm, a deep azure silence spinning at the border of light. Fact 49. The dwarf that refused to fade. At the far edge of the solar system drifts Pluto, small, cold, and once called a planet, then not. Yet titles mean little to the cosmos. Pluto still journeys faithfully around the sun, following its long oval path through decades of darkness before returning to a brief, distant dawn. Its surface is a landscape of frozen nitrogen plains and icy mountains that shimmer like glass. Beneath the frost, some believe a hidden ocean may still slumber, warmed by the faint whisper of its interior. Pluto's heart-shaped glacier, captured in photographs, seems to glow softly, like a love letter from the outskirts of time. Though reclassified, it remains a world of wonder, proof that even the smallest bodies can hold the universe's greatest beauty. Fact 50. The edges of our reach. Beyond Pluto, the sun's light grows thin and pale. Here lies the Kuiper Belt, a vast ring of icy fragments, silent wanderers that drift through darkness untouched. These objects are ancient leftovers, relics from the solar system's birth, orbiting in slow, patient circles. Somewhere even farther out, the Oort cloud begins, a distant sphere of frozen bodies that marks the edge of the sun's gentle grasp. Beyond that, gravity loosens, and the stars begin their domain. Few spacecraft have ventured this far, but those that have, like Voyager, still whisper faint signals home, carrying humanity's quiet greeting to the stars. The edges of our reach remind us how vast home truly is, and how far curiosity is willing to go. Fact 51. The discovery of others. For most of history, we thought planets were rare, jewels belonging only to our sun. But with patient eyes and steady hands, astronomers began to notice small dips in starlight, tiny wobbles that betrayed unseen companions. And then suddenly, the sky was full of them. Thousands of exoplanets have now been found, circling stars of every kind. Some small and dim, others bright and ancient. There are hot giants hugging their suns, icy wanderers far away, and rocky worlds perhaps not so different from our own. The cosmos, it turns out, is generous. Every star could be a home, every point of light a story waiting to unfold. Fact 52. Transit shadows. When a distant planet passes before its star, the light dips ever so slightly, a shadow written in starlight. This is how we find most exoplanets, not by seeing them directly, but by noticing what they gently hide. The dip may be small, less than 1% of the star's brightness, yet from that whisper, astronomers can learn the planet's size, its orbit, and even hints of its air. Each passing shadow is a celestial fingerprint, repeating rhythmically as the planet circles again and again. These flickers are messages from across the galaxy, soft reminders that worlds exist where our eyes cannot see. In every subtle dimming, there is discovery, a quiet world crossing its sun, unseen but not unnoticed. Fact 53. Hot Jupiters and frozen Neptunes. Not all planets behave as ours do. Some giants orbit so close to their stars that their skies glow with heat. These hot Jupiters race around in days instead of years, their atmospheres boiling and streaming into space like comet tails. Others drift far beyond their suns. Frozen Neptunes, wrapped in ice and silence, warmed only by the faintest touch of starlight. Between these extremes lie countless variations, worlds too strange to imagine before we found them. Some are puffed up like balloons, others dark as coal, absorbing nearly all the light that touches them. The universe loves diversity. Even the rules that shape planets bend gently, allowing infinite forms of beauty to bloom among the stars. Fact 54. Super-Earths and mini-giants. Among the many planets discovered, some fall between categories, larger than Earth but smaller than Neptune. Astronomers call them super-Earths or mini-Neptunes, though the names only hint at their wonder. Some are rocky, with dense atmospheres and flowing lava seas. Others are wrapped in vapor and cloud, with pressure so great that water turns to exotic ice. We have no world like them in our solar system, yet they seem to be among the most common in the galaxy. Perhaps somewhere, one circles its star, with oceans, continents, and skies not unlike our own. Each discovery is a mirror held up to possibility, and through it, we glimpse what might have been, and what still may be, out among the stars. Fact 55. Worlds locked in light. Some planets circle their stars so closely that one side forever faces the light, while the other lies in endless night. These are tidally locked worlds, balanced between day and darkness, their spin slowed until time itself seems divided in two. On the bright side, the star blazes eternally, baking the surface into glowing plains. On the dark side, frost gathers in shadows that never lift. But between them lies a twilight band, a narrow ring where dawn and dusk meet in perpetual calm. Astronomers dream that life, if it exists there, might dwell within this gentle balance, where light and dark hold hands. These planets remind us that even in extremes, there can be harmony, a quiet middle ground between fire and frost. Fact 56. Binary sunsets. On some worlds, dusk arrives twice. These are planets that orbit not one, but two stars, twin suns circling each other in a slow, luminous waltz. As one sinks below the horizon, the other lingers, painting the sky in shades of gold and crimson before slipping away in its turn. Binary systems are common across the galaxy. Some are stable, nurturing planets that bask in the glow of both parents. Others tug and twist their worlds into strange paths where years stretch and seasons blur. Yet from these complex motions come sights beyond imagination, sunsets that never repeat, skies that shimmer with dual shadows. Every such world teaches us a tender truth. That beauty often lives in the spaces between two lights. Fact 57. The habitable zone. Every star carries around it a delicate ring of warmth, a zone where temperatures are just right for liquid water to exist. Astronomers call it the habitable zone, though it's better thought of as the comfort zone of the cosmos. Within it, oceans may flow and atmospheres may breathe. Beyond it, ice or fire claim the stage. Earth rests gracefully within our sun's gentle embrace, neither too close nor too far. Other stars host their own temperate worlds, glowing softly like distant candles of potential. The habitable zone is not a promise, only a possibility, a space where life could arise if given time and patience. And in that patience, the universe continues to dream. Fact 58. Alien atmospheres. Far beyond our solar system, astronomers have begun to read the skies of other worlds, studying starlight that passes through distant atmospheres. In that faint light, they can detect the fingerprints of gases, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, even hints of water vapor. Some skies may glow red beneath cooler suns. Others might shimmer emerald or violet, painted by chemicals we've never seen. Each spectrum, each flicker of color, tells a story of temperature, pressure, and possibility. Some of these worlds may have clouds made of molten glass or droplets of metal rain, strange, shimmering weather no human could ever stand beneath. Yet through that strangeness runs a shared truth. Every planet, no matter how alien, is sculpted by light, air, and the timeless breath of its star. Fact 59. The noise of discovery. To find a planet across light years, astronomers must listen to the faintest whispers. They measure tiny dips in brightness, delicate wobbles in a star's motion, signals buried in cosmic noise. Each discovery begins as uncertainty, a quiet pulse amid static, then grows into proof through patience and repetition. The data arrives like a heartbeat from the dark, subtle but steady. Sometimes, years pass before confirmation comes. Yet every detection expands our map of existence, each point of light turning into a place, a world. The universe doesn't shout its secrets. It speaks softly, through numbers, patterns, and light. And we, in turn, must learn to listen with awe and humility. Fact 60. The growing atlas of the cosmos. What began with one world, our own, has grown into an atlas of thousands. Each discovered planet is a new page in that cosmic book, a new mark upon the ever-expanding chart of what is possible. Some orbit faint red dwarfs, others bright, young suns. A few circle dead stars, still warmed by the ghost of light that once was. Astronomers name them with letters and numbers, yet behind each designation lies a mystery of color, gravity, and potential. This catalog will never end, for the sky holds more worlds than grains of sand on every shore. We are map makers of infinity, charting where wonder hides. And with each new discovery, the universe feels a little less distant and a little more alive. Fact 61. The fragile recipe for life. Life, as far as we know it, is the universe's most delicate equation, a balance of warmth, chemistry, and time. It begins where water can flow, where energy can stir, and where molecules have the patience to combine in the right way. Too much heat, and they burn apart. Too little, and they freeze before they can begin. On Earth, this fragile balance came together in calm oceans beneath a young sun. Elsewhere, it might arise under ice, within clouds, or even deep inside a planet's crust. The ingredients, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen, are scattered everywhere, waiting quietly for the right conditions to meet. The cosmos is a patient chef, stirring slowly across eons. And sometimes, against all odds, it creates something that breathes. Fact 62. Water, the cosmic thread. Wherever astronomers look, they find water, frozen in comets, drifting in vapor around stars, locked in minerals deep within asteroids. It is the most universal of elements, weaving worlds together like a thread of connection through the galaxy. On Earth, it shapes every valley and every cloud. On distant moons, it hides beneath crusts of ice, whispering of oceans below. Even in the farthest nebulae, traces of water cling to dust, forming crystals that shimmer in the starlight. It is both creator and memory, flowing from the earliest moments of the cosmos to the breath of every living thing. To follow water is to follow life's reflection. For wherever it gathers, the universe seems to pause, as though considering the possibility of growth. Fact 63. The shield of magnetism. Invisible yet vital, a planet's magnetic field acts as its guardian, a bubble of force that shields it from the harsh winds of its star. On Earth, it turns lethal radiation into beauty, transforming charged particles into auroras that ripple across the poles like silk curtains of light. Without this magnetic shield, the air would slowly drift away, stripped by the relentless solar wind. Mars once had such protection, but as its core cooled, the shield faded, and with it, much of the atmosphere vanished into space. Magnetism is a planet's quiet armor, unseen but always present. and within its reach, life can rest and grow in peace beneath a star's relentless gaze. Fact 64. Plate, tectonics, and renewal. Beneath our feet, Earth is never still. Its crust is broken into vast plates that drift slowly upon molten rock, colliding, separating, and reshaping the face of the planet over millions of years. Mountains rise, oceans widen, continents wander. Though the motion is silent and slow, it is the pulse that keeps our world alive. This movement recycles the very surface we walk on, drawing carbon deep into the mantle and releasing new land through volcanic breath. Without it, our atmosphere would stagnate, our climate would falter, and the delicate balance of life would fade. Tectonics is the quiet renewal of a living world, a slow conversation between stone and fire. And through that endless motion, Earth learns to breathe again and again. Fact 65. The quiet role of a moon. A moon is more than a companion. It is a stabilizer, a partner in balance. Earth's moon, born from a colossal collision long ago, steadies our planet's tilt and softens its seasons. Its gravity tugs gently at the oceans, creating tides that stir the waters, mixing nutrients and nurturing life. Without our moon, Earth might wobble wildly, its climate's chaotic, its nights far darker. The moonlight that spills across our world is both reflection and reminder, a soft echo of sunlight, tempered and calm. Other worlds have their own moons, some small and numerous, others immense and close. Each one turns silently in devotion, shaping its planet's rhythm with every orbit, every touch of gravity's hand. Fact 66. Atmospheric alchemy. The air that wraps a planet is a work of art painted by chemistry and time. Volcanoes exhale gases from deep within, while sunlight and storms rearrange them in endless cycles. On Earth, this alchemy gave rise to something rare, an atmosphere that breathes. Life not only adapted to it, it helped create it, filling the sky with oxygen and softening the air to balance warmth and light. Elsewhere, atmospheres tell different stories. Venus's clouds of acid, Titan's orange haze, Mars's thin whisper of carbon dioxide. Each is a unique potion, brewed from the elements available, stirred by energy and change. A planet's air is its memory written in molecules. And through that gentle chemistry, the cosmos learns to sculpt character into every world it makes. Fact 67. The Goldilocks. Mystery. In every solar system, there lies a narrow band of perfection, not too hot, not too cold, where a planet might cradle liquid water and perhaps even life. Astronomers call it the Goldilocks zone, a place where warmth and distance meet in gentle balance. Earth rests beautifully within it, warmed just enough by the sun's steady light to let rivers flow and clouds drift. Move a little closer, and oceans would boil away. A little farther, and ice would silence the seas. This fragile harmony defines not only habitability, but serenity, the line where existence learns to thrive. The Goldilocks zone is a cosmic lullaby, sung by stars to their planets. And we, nestled within ours, are the lucky ones who get to listen. Fact 68. Frozen possibilities. In the deep cold of the outer solar system, warmth seems impossible. And yet, some frozen worlds still stir with quiet promise. Beneath the icy crusts of moons like Europa, Enceladus, and Triton, vast oceans hide, dark and ancient, warmed by the friction of tides and the memory of heat within. These hidden seas might contain the same ingredients that began life on Earth: water, minerals, and time. In Enceladus's geysers, we've seen plumes of vapor erupt into space, glittering like glass dust in sunlight. They carry whispers of what lies below: salt, heat, and perhaps chemistry in motion. Even in the coldest places, the universe leaves the door ajar. Life, it seems, is a patient traveler, waiting wherever warmth can still be found. Fact 69. Venus reimagined. Once, Venus may have been Earth's sister in truth, a world of oceans and soft clouds, but its destiny bent toward fire. The sun's heat lingered too long, evaporating the seas and thickening the air. Carbon dioxide took over, trapping more warmth until the planet glowed like an ember. Yet some scientists dream of what could be reversed, of floating cities high above the clouds, where pressure and temperature are kind, where humans might drift among sulfur skies. Even in its current state, Venus remains mesmerizing, both a warning and a wonder, beautiful in its fierce radiance. It is the mirror that shows us how easily paradise can change. And still, she shines brighter than any star at dusk, the evening light that refuses to fade. Fact 70. Mars, the almost home. Mars lingers in our imagination like a half-remembered dream, a world that could almost have been another Earth. Long ago, it may have worn rivers and lakes, its sky hazy with moisture, its valleys carved by flowing water. Now it sleeps under red dust and a thin, fragile air, its warmth long faded into the past. Yet traces of its younger self remain. Ice hides beneath the soil. Ancient riverbeds cross its plains like faint veins beneath translucent skin. Each rover that wanders there writes a quiet poem in its dust, searching for the echo of life that might still whisper below. Mars feels both alien and familiar, the neighbor that shows us what we were, and perhaps what we might one day become again. Fact 71. The slow drift of continents. Even when a planet seems still, its body is always moving. On Earth, continents glide across the mantle at the pace of fingernails growing, slow, steady, unstoppable. Over millions of years, they have collided and drifted apart, forming supercontinents and then scattering them like leaves in a gentle breeze. Mountains rise where plates meet, oceans open where they divide. Each movement writes a new chapter in the planet's long story, shaping climate, life, and the very outline of the world itself. It is the rhythm of patience, stone turning over in slow waves of time. And if we could listen closely enough, we might hear the earth hum as it shifts in its sleep. Fact 72. Days that stretch and shrink time feel steady on Earth. But across the solar system, a day can mean many things. On Mercury, one day lasts longer than its year, a slow roll beneath the sun's relentless gaze. Jupiter, enormous and restless, spins so quickly that its day is only 10 hours long. And on distant Neptune, time flows softly, each rotation taking 16 hours in the eternal blue. These differences are not just curiosities. They shape weather, light, and rhythm. A long day stretches heat and cold to extremes, while short ones mix the air in constant motion. Every world keeps its own tempo, its own measure of dawn and dusk. Together, they form a quiet symphony of time turning among the stars. Fact 73. The aging of orbits. Even orbits grow old. Though they seem eternal, the paths of planets slowly change over eons, shifting under the subtle pull of gravity. Stars lose mass as they age, their light softening, their grasp loosening. The planets respond in kind, drifting outward, little by little, in an unhurried farewell. Sometimes, neighboring worlds nudge each other, trading tiny pushes that echo across millennia. Moons wander slightly farther from their planets, stars move through the galaxy's tide, and everything, even the most stable motion, feels the quiet erosion of time. An orbit is not a cage, but a dance in slow evolution. And as ages pass, the dancers change their steps, still circling, still graceful, still bound by invisible song. Fact 74. Celestial seasons. Every planet knows its own seasons, though not all are like ours. On Earth, a tilt of 23.5 degrees gives us spring's renewal, summer's warmth, autumn's hush, and winter's sleep. On Mars, the same tilt stretches its seasons twice as long, each one lasting half a year beneath pale, distant light. Farther out, on Uranus, the tilt is nearly sideways, so extreme that each pole basks in decades of daylight, followed by decades of night. For half a lifetime, the sun hovers motionless in the sky. For the other half, darkness reigns. Seasons are the universe's reminder that change is constant, even in the stars, and in their rhythm, worlds find their own cycles of growth, rest, and renewal. Fact 75. Precession and wobble. No planet spins perfectly. Over time, their axes sway like slow dancers, wobbling gently as if rocked by unseen hands. This motion, called precession, can take tens of thousands of years. A long, elegant tilt that shifts climates and skies. On Earth, precession slowly alters where the stars appear. The North Star we know today was not always our guide, and one day it will drift from its throne. On Mars and other worlds, the same gentle motion shapes their histories of ice and warmth. These wobbles remind us that even the grandest systems breathe and move. Nothing in the cosmos is fixed. All things sway, ever so slightly, in the timeless rhythm of becoming. Fact 76. The memory of impacts. Every planet carries scars, reminders of its turbulent youth. Long ago, the solar system was a storm of collisions, a dance of worlds still forming. Asteroids, comets, and fragments of rock rained down upon young surfaces, carving craters that remain to this day. On the moon, they lie unchanged, preserved in perfect stillness. On Earth, wind and rain have softened most away, but the memory lingers deep within the stone. Even our existence owes itself to such violence. The moon was born from a collision between the infant Earth and a wandering body called Theia. Out of impact came beauty, stability, and light. Every crater is a fossil of creation, proof that from chaos, the universe builds harmony. Fact 77. The silence of erosion. Erosion is the whisper of time upon a planet's skin. It is the slow caress of wind, water, and temperature, forces that sculpt mountains, smooth craters, and turn sharp edges to dust. On Earth, it hums in rivers and tides. On Mars, it breathes in dry gusts that lift red sand skyward. On airless worlds, there is no erosion at all. Craters remain as sharp as the day they were made, their rims frozen in eternal youth. But where air or water moves, nothing stays the same. Every gust, every droplet, writes and rewrites the planet's story, polishing its surface with the patience of eternity. Erosion is the artist that never sleeps. And through its quiet touch, worlds learn to grow soft with age. Fact 78. Planetary rings, as clocks' rings, are not only ornaments, they are records of time. Each one tells of collisions, disintegrated moons, or icy fragments captured by gravity's embrace. Their particles drift and shift, colliding gently, wearing down grain by grain until they eventually fade away. To study a planet's rings is to glimpse its past and predict its future. Saturn's rings, for instance, may be young, perhaps only a few 100 million years old, bright and fresh compared to the ancient world they surround. Someday, they will dissolve into dust, their beauty fleeting, yet eternal in memory. In the slow ticking of those icy particles, we hear the measure of cosmic time, an unending rhythm that turns even silence into song. Fact 79. The life cycle of a system. A planetary system is not eternal. It is born, matures, and eventually fades. It begins as a swirling cloud of gas and dust, drawn together by gravity's patient hand. Over time, that cloud flattens into a disk, where planets take shape like pearls on invisible threads. They grow, collide, and settle into orbits that will last for billions of years. But nothing in the universe stays unchanged. As the parent star ages, its light shifts, its winds strengthen, and its reach expands. Planets may migrate inward or drift away. Moons may break apart, and once frozen worlds may briefly awaken in borrowed warmth. A solar system lives much like its star, shining brightly in youth, softening with age, and finally returning its dust to the cosmos once more. Fact 80. Endings of worlds. When a star reaches the end of its life, the planets around it face their own twilight. For stars like our Sun, the outer layers swell into a red giant, engulfing the nearest worlds in fire. Mercury and Venus will vanish first. Earth's oceans will boil, its air stripped to nothing. Yet beyond, in the colder reaches, icy moons may melt for the first and only time, glowing briefly with fleeting life. Afterward, the star will shrink into a white dwarf, a diamond heart cooling in the dark. The surviving planets will circle it still, ghosts orbiting a fading ember. Even in death, a system continues to move, graceful as ever. The music slows, but the dance goes on, soft and eternal in the starlit hush. Fact 81. The rarity of home. In a galaxy filled with billions of stars, each holding the promise of planets, it is easy to believe that worlds like ours must be countless. And perhaps they are. Yet Earth feels singular, a rare and perfect note in a vast cosmic chord. Its air, its oceans, its gentle balance of heat and light, all so precisely aligned that it seems less like luck and more like quiet intention. We search for others like it, scanning the skies for blue specks among the stars. But even if we find them, this home will always be first, the cradle of our breath and our wonder. Rarity, after all, does not mean loneliness. It means treasure, and we are the ones who got to find it. Fact 82. The wanderers between stars. Not every planet remains bound to a sun. Some are cast loose, ejected during the chaotic dance of formation, or unanchored when their stars fade away. These are the rogue planets, drifting endlessly between the stars, their paths solitary and silent. Without the warmth of apparent light, they wander through darkness so deep that even time feels slow. Yet even here, warmth can linger. Deep within, pressure may still stir molten cores, and gravity may hold tight to hidden moons. Some may even carry frozen oceans beneath layers of ice, glowing faintly from geothermal heat. Though they travel alone, these wanderers are not forgotten. They are the free spirits of the cosmos, unbound, unseen, and quietly eternal. Fact 83. Captured travelers. Sometimes, a planet does not form where it lives. Instead, it is captured, drawn into a new orbit by a passing star's gravity, adopted into a different family of worlds. The universe is generous with such exchanges. In the vast stretches between systems, rogue planets drift like seeds in the wind, waiting for a new star to take them in. Captured worlds can move in strange, tilted orbits or circle backward against the spin of their companions. Their presence tells a story of motion and chance, of the restless nature of gravity, forever rearranging the furniture of creation. Even in the stillness of space, adoption happens. And through it, the cosmos reminds us that belonging can take many forms. Fact 84. The hidden hearts of giants. Beneath the swirling clouds of the gas giants lie mysteries deeper than any ocean. Jupiter and Saturn, though mostly made of hydrogen and helium, are believed to cradle small rocky cores. Dense hearts, where pressure and gravity intertwine in unimaginable ways. Deeper still, hydrogen is crushed into a metallic form, shimmering like liquid silver and carrying electric currents that forge magnetic fields vast enough to fill the sky. Farther out, Uranus and Neptune hold icy mantles of water and methane, where strange forms of ice, neither solid nor liquid, drift through dim light. These hidden hearts are the quiet engines of their worlds, invisible to us, yet essential, pulsing beneath clouds that have never known calm. Fact 85. The glow of infrared worlds. Even in darkness, planets shine, not in visible light, but in the soft glow of heat. Every world, no matter how cold, emits a faint whisper of infrared radiation, the lingering warmth of its creation. Newly formed planets glow brightest, their surfaces still hot from birth, their energy slowly leaking into space, like the embers of a dying fire. Astronomers use infrared eyes to see this hidden light, revealing worlds that are otherwise invisible. Through this gentle glow, we can measure their temperatures, their compositions, and even their storms. It is as though every planet carries its own quiet lantern, unseen but constant, a memory of fire, a testament to time, glowing softly beneath the cosmic night. Fact 86. Planets made of diamond. In the far reaches of the galaxy, where stars differ from our sun, strange worlds take shape. Some so rich in carbon that their cores may crystallize into diamond. These planets, dense and dark, could shimmer faintly beneath crushing pressures, their mantles glittering where no light ever reaches. One such world, discovered orbiting a pulsar, may be the remnant of a dead star, its matter transformed into pure carbon crystal, a diamond larger than Earth itself. Others may hold diamond rain, falling like gemstones from high clouds into endless night. The universe does not create beauty for our eyes alone. Even in its deepest shadows, it fashions brilliance, precious, eternal, unseen. Fact 87. The weight of gravity. Gravity is the gentle ruler of all things, unseen yet absolute. It holds planets close to their stars, binds moons to their orbits, and sculpts galaxies from drifting dust. Every world feels it differently. On Earth, it grounds us. On Jupiter, it would crush us in an instant. On tiny Pluto, a single step could send us floating into the sky. This invisible thread weaves the universe together, shaping both the smallest pebble and the mightiest sun. It is the reason the planets sing their silent, perfect circles, the reason stars are born, and the reason time itself bends. Gravity is both anchor and lullaby, the quiet pull that reminds every atom where home is. Fact 88. The breath of volcanic worlds. Not all planets rest in silence. Some breathe fire. Volcanism is the pulse of a living world, the release of heat born in its hidden heart. On Earth, volcanoes build islands and renew the soil. On Jupiter's moon, Io, they paint the surface in gold and crimson sulfur, erupting with more energy than any volcano on our planet. Volcanoes are not just destruction, they are creation. They give birth to atmospheres, to minerals, to change. Even on worlds long frozen, ancient volcanoes tell of past warmth, when magma once flowed beneath dark skies. Each eruption is a planet exhaling, a reminder that beneath even the quietest crust, there is motion, memory, and the slow fire of becoming. The cosmos, too, has its heartbeats. Fact 89. Planets of endless storms. Some worlds know no calm. On Jupiter, storms the size of continents rage for centuries. The Great Red Spot is a tempest older than civilization, swirling in muted oranges and reds. Saturn, too, brews tempests, hexagonal cyclones at its poles that spin with eerie symmetry. Even Neptune, far from the sun's warmth, hosts winds that move faster than sound, circling endlessly through cobalt skies. On these giants, storms never fade. They simply shift, merge, or move. Their power both beautiful and terrifying in its endurance. Weather is the language of motion, the dialogue between heat and air. And in these endless tempests, the universe speaks in spirals, whispering the poetry of energy unending. Fact 90. The ocean planets. Imagine a world where water stretches unbroken from horizon to horizon. No land, only waves. Astronomers believe such ocean planets exist. Entire worlds covered in global seas, hundreds of kilometers deep. Beneath those vast waters, immense pressures may form exotic ices or hidden layers of superheated steam. The light from their stars would paint their skies in muted blues or silvers, and storms would travel freely, weaving ceaseless patterns across their endless expanse. Some might host floating continents of ice, or islands of vapor where clouds rise like mountains. Ocean planets are the lullabies of the cosmos, vast, serene, and timeless. They remind us that water, in its stillness and motion, is the universe's most patient artist. Fact 91. The whisper of magnetic fields. Though invisible, magnetic fields sing softly through the fabric of space. Around Earth, this song becomes auroras, curtains of color rippling at the poles. Around Jupiter, the tune grows stronger, a vast magnetic symphony that hums across millions of miles. These invisible lines catch charged particles, guiding them like dancers through unseen currents. Every planet with a molten heart hums in its own frequency. The shifting iron and motion deep within create waves of force that stretch far beyond the surface. Even when we cannot see them, these fields are guardians, shields against the cosmic wind, protectors of air and ocean alike. The universe is full of music too quiet for ears to hear. Yet every planet listens, wrapped in the magnetic lullaby of its own making. Fact 92. Rings of other worlds. Saturn may wear the most famous rings, but it is not alone. Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune each possess faint halos of dust and ice, thin as whispers, circling them like memories. Even some moons, such as Chariklo and Haumea, carry their own delicate rings, tiny and perfect, shimmering at the edge of darkness. These rings are transient, born from collisions, sustained by balance, and destined to fade. Some are dense and bright, others ghost-like, so faint that only starlight reveals them. They are the poetry of motion itself, fragments that could not leave, forever circling the worlds that shaped them. A ring is a moment caught in eternity, neither beginning nor end, just an endless loop of beauty made from time and silence. Fact 93. Planets beneath dying suns. When a star begins to fade, its planets enter a new and haunting chapter. Around white dwarfs, the burnt-out hearts of old stars, some planets still circle faithfully, lit by the faint ghost of former brilliance. These worlds glow dimly under skies of perpetual twilight, where the sun never truly rises or sets. In time, debris from shattered worlds may fall inward, forming thin rings of dust that tell of what once was. And yet, New order often emerges, smaller worlds coalescing from the remnants, life continuing in subtle, quieter ways. Even in death, stars still nurture beauty. Their planets become reflections of endurance, the quiet persistence of worlds that refuse to be forgotten. Fact 94. The geometry of orbits. Orbits are not mere paths. They are art, invisible ellipses traced in space by the careful hand of gravity. Each one carries a perfect balance between motion and pull, chaos and calm. Some are nearly circular, others long and stretched like sighs. The planets dance to their own invisible geometry, held steady by forces that never sleep. From the smallest moon to the grandest giant, each follows its route with grace and precision. Together, they weave a grand tapestry, a celestial mandala that repeats endlessly, yet never quite the same. To study these curves is to glimpse the handwriting of the universe. Each orbit a signature, written slowly across the page of time, patient and beautiful beyond measure. Fact 95. Planets in harmony. Sometimes, planetary systems arrange themselves in rhythms so delicate they resemble music. Astronomers call them resonances. When one planet's orbit completes in perfect ratio to another's, like notes aligning in a chord, they keep each other steady through gravity's embrace. TRAPPIST-1, a distant star, hosts 7 planets locked in such harmony. Their orbits echo one another in mathematical song, circling in rhythm like dancers moving to the same soft melody. Such balance is rare and fleeting, yet when it appears, it endures for billions of years. Harmony, it seems, is a universal language. Even among worlds that will never meet, there is cooperation, an unspoken music beneath the silence of space. Fact 96. The music of the spheres. Long ago, philosophers imagined that the planets made music as they moved. Not sound as we know it, but a divine harmony woven through their motions. Though silent to the ear, their movements do create rhythm and proportion, a kind of celestial symphony written in numbers and time. Modern science has found its own version of that ancient dream. The patterns of orbits, the vibrations of stars, the oscillations of gravity, all can be translated into tones. And when we listen to these cosmic songs, they sound like wind through glass, like heartbeats made of light. The universe has always been composing. We are only just learning to hear its melody, slow, endless, and profoundly kind. Fact 97. The memory of light. Every planet, every moon, every grain of dust carries the memory of the light that once touched it. Sunlight travels 8 minutes to reach Earth, more than 4 hours to reach Neptune, and far longer still to brush the edges of the Kuiper Belt. By the time it warms those distant worlds, it is an echo, faint but faithful. When that light reflects back toward us, it tells a story. What the surface is made of, how smooth it is, how far it lies. Astronomers read these reflections like poems, deciphering color, brightness, and shadow to learn the nature of unseen lands. Light remembers everything it touches. It travels on forever, carrying the quiet fingerprint of every world it has ever kissed. Fact 98. The future of our sun. The sun, our life giver, will one day grow old. In about 5 billion years, its fuel will begin to run low. It will swell into a red giant, its light deepening to amber, its warmth stretching across the solar system. Mercury and Venus will vanish first, swallowed by fire. Earth will change too. Its oceans boiled away, its rocks glowing beneath the weight of the expanding star. But even this ending is part of the universe's rhythm. After the sun releases its final breath, it will shrink into a white dwarf, a small, brilliant ember that will glow softly for trillions of years more. From that fading light, new worlds may form. Even in endings, creation patiently begins again. Fact 99. Worlds yet unborn. Throughout the galaxy, clouds of gas and dust continue to gather, drawn together by gravity's timeless pull. Within these nebulae, stars are forming, and around them, tiny disks of material begin to swirl, the cradles of new planets. Each grain of dust collides, clumps, and fuses, becoming pebbles, then rocks, then mountains, then worlds. These are the planets of tomorrow, still warm from birth, still hidden within their stars' cocoons. They will orbit for billions of years, shaping moons, growing rings, and perhaps someday, nurturing life of their own. The cosmos never stops building, never stops dreaming. For every world we know, 1,000 more are quietly being born in the dark. Fact 100. The endless circle. The story of planets is a story without an end. A circle that begins in dust, blooms into worlds, and gently returns to dust again. Stars breathe out their final light, scattering the seeds of new creation into the void. From those drifting ashes, gravity gathers what remains, shaping new suns, new planets, new chances for wonder. Every world is part of this quiet cycle. Earth was born from the remnants of ancient stars, and one day, what it becomes will give rise to something new. Nothing is lost, only transformed, carried forward by the rhythm of the universe's breath. It is a circle of warmth, silence, and renewal. And if you listen closely, you can almost hear it turning, endlessly, softly, forever. And as our journey through the fundamentals of planets comes to a peaceful close, I hope you found stillness in the cosmic story tonight. The calm that lives between gravity and light, between motion and rest. Every world we've drifted past, from the glowing giants to the frozen wanderers, has whispered the same truth. That beauty lies in balance, in patience, in the slow, steady unfolding of time. If you've enjoyed this quiet voyage through space, please consider liking the video, subscribing, and sharing your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me, where would you like to drift next? What mystery should cradle your dreams? When you're ready to keep traveling, tap the end screen and join me for another night among the stars. Until then, rest easy, breathe deeply, and let your thoughts drift like starlight across the sky. Sweet dreams, and see you among the stars.